All right, guys, so I'm going to show you, this is tracing the drop of blood to the cardiac system, okay? So right here is our red blood cell. We've got our hemoglobin. We've got our iron that's on the hemoglobin, and the oxygen is bound to that. Here's Bob. We've got our red blood cell here that's dropping off oxygen to the leg. So right here is my line. This shows that anything with the arms, the neck, the head, anytime oxygen is dropped off in that area, that same red blood cell is going to enter back into the heart, but through the superior vena cava, okay? Anytime it's below, so we've got the trunk down, that's when the red blood cell is going to enter in through the inferior vena cava. Superior is above, inferior is below. Remember, the oxygen has already been dropped off, so now we are going to travel unoxygenated, okay? And that's what we're going to trace right now. So it's right over here. We've got 1 through 13. So we're going to say unoxygenated. We're going to put a U there. And we're going to say inferior vena cava. Now we've entered in through the inferior vena cava, and we are now in the right atrium. Right atrium. Are we oxygenated or unoxygenated?
On the right, we are
unoxygenated. Yep. And we are still unoxygenated because we have not traveled to the lungs yet. So we are in the right atrium, unoxygenated. Now, this is our first chamber here. Now we are going to go down here to the right ventricle, but we got to get through what's called a gate.
Yeah.
That's a heart valve, right? And these gates, remember, they're going to close, because if not, blood would just keep going. So we got to close it off so we can fill that ventricle all the way up. So right here, we're going to go through what's called the tricuspid. We are still unoxygenated. And now we are in the right ventricle. Yep. Still unoxygenated. Now, we can't just cross over. Okay, you just can't cross over to the other side of the heart. We've got a septum here. Okay, that's not going to let us just cross over. So the only way to exit is through what's called the pulmonary artery. Because we got to get to the lungs, we got to pick up more oxygen. So we're going to go through our second heart valve, which is going to be your pulmonic. So we've gone through our pulmonic, and now we are in the pulmonary artery. And we are still unoxygenated. This is the one time that an artery is actually going to be unoxygenated. So we're going to come down here, down to the alveoli. Remember, those are the grape-like sacs that are going to open up. Okay? We're going to grab our oxygen. We've got it. And now our red blood cell has got the oxygen. So now we are going back into the heart. And we are going through what's called the pulmonary vein. You actually have 4. You have 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Pulmonary vein, oxygenated. When we go through the pulmonary vein, we are now entering another chamber of the heart. We are entering the left atrium. We got to go through another heart valve. This one is called the mitral or bicuspid. We are in the left ventricle. And this is important because we have got to get out of here, right? We got to get to the body. So we're going to let this fill. We're going to get one big good push. We got to get through that heart valve right there, which is the aortic. We are now going to the aorta, through the aorta, and out to the body to do this all over again. Just like that, all over again. Now I want to show you guys something which is really cool. When we talk about things like heart failure, and I'm going to tell you guys this because I need you guys to recognize these signs and symptoms. When we have left-sided heart failure, okay, what we are looking at is the left ventricle. Something's not working, okay, something is happening here with this ventricle. There's different types of heart failure, different things that can cause it. So what happens is this blood, it can't get out, so it has to back up the way it came. So what is it doing? Look where it's going. It came from the lungs, so where's it going? Back through the pulmonary veins, back down. And that's why with left-sided heart failure, you're going to notice lung-related symptoms. That's why. And sure, you can memorize it as left and lung, or you can just understand that what it's doing, it's backing up into the lungs. Whereas right-sided, look, you're the right ventricle. Remember where this went? Back and back up. Yep. Down into the body. And that's with why you're right-sided, you're going to notice things like edema. Right? You're going to notice all this swelling, all this edema, all this puffiness. Yep. Where over here, you're going to be hearing coughing, you're going to see pink sputum, and over here, you're going to see a whole lot of edema. Okay. Hope that helps you guys on this.
Yes.